The Northern Iowa Panthers are currently sitting at third place in Missouri Valley Conference volleyball standings with a 5-2 conference record and 13-6 overall. And today we are joined by head coach Bobbi Petersen and senior Macy Ubben. Ladies, how are you both doing it today?
Good, great. Just got done with practice, so we're doing well.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you both for taking time out of your schedule to sit down and have the MVC one-on-one with us this week. Uh, Coach, as I mentioned, you guys 5-2 in the conference, 13-6 overall. Talk a little about your team's successes and challenges this year so far, and what you think some things that have been going really well for you guys.
Well, first of all, I'm just really proud of the team and the effort that we've had all season long. You know, we kind of had a lot of adversity coming into this season in terms of, first of all, you have five seniors, which is really unusual, and five seniors that played last year, not just seniors, but played critical roles to the teams that we had, not just last year, but in the past as well. We also lost three other players from last year's team. So when you graduate five and lose three others and you come in and basically Macy and Shelby are the only two players that have had any experience as a UNI Panther on the volleyball court. So we knew there'd be challenges in terms of just experience on the court, number one, leadership. You know, Macy and Shelby really have not had to have big roles. They've had roles, but not big roles because we've had so many upperclassmen. So we knew there'd be some of those challenges, just learning the game with some of our players. But I could not be prouder of the effort and the daily improvement that we've had. And, you know, surprisingly, in the beginning of the season, I think we were further along than I thought we'd be in some of those early tournaments. I think we competed hard, even in some of our losses, like to Iowa State and Wisconsin, two really good teams in my mind, and to be able to battle and go five with teams like that, to get a win over a top-ranked team, Louisville. You know, those are surprises in a very positive way. Obviously, I think the challenges for us is to keep working on that consistency. You know, obviously, our expectations are always extremely high in this program. And then when we have some of the performances that we've had, obviously our expectations stay very high. You know, they've shown that they can be very competitive and do some really great things. So now that's the expectation. So trying to get some consistency in that area in every part of the game. You know, we have, I think, every part of the game we can do well, and every part of the game we can struggle at times. So trying to get that consistency and that cohesiveness. We have a great team chemistry, but sometimes it takes a little bit more than that. You have to be cohesive on the court as well, and learn about each other on the court, and getting, you know, Macy and Shelby have definitely stepped up the leadership part of it, and we need a few others to do that as well.
You talk a little bit about your consistency overall, and in the Missouri Valley Conference, obviously, we've had some really, really good volleyball play in the last couple of years, obviously with multiple teams going to NCAA tournaments, and you guys obviously have been a major part of that. Looking at the conference, what do you see? What's been the landscape? It's been challenging. We've had three teams go to the NCAA tournament last year, and now there's other teams getting better all the time. What do you do to make sure that your program stays amongst the top teams in the league?
I think, you know, first of all, it's recruiting. You know, you have to recruit well and get good kids, and, you know, not just talented kids, but kids that buy into your system and what you want to do, and what you believe in as a coach and as a program. I think scheduling is huge. You know, we have to schedule tough partly because we want to put ourselves in a position that if we don't get the automatic bid, we have a chance. But the other part of that is to be prepared for a very tough conference season. You know, we have to play the best because we know during that conference season we're going to have a lot of competitive teams back to back, so we need to prepare. So a lot of it's recruiting. You know, I think our conference has done an amazing job of the scheduling part of it and just getting better each and every year. You know, you look, it's hard because you have some teams that, you know, maybe don't show it by their record, but if you watch them on video and the way they compete and how hard they're playing, it definitely doesn't paint the picture of their record.
Sure. I'll ask you both this. What's the toughest place to play in the league for you? Coach, I'll let you go first.
Ooh, that's
Because
tough.
everyone will say that you guys are the toughest place to play because you got a great crowd. But I'm interested to know from you two, what's the toughest place to play for you?
Well, since you just asked me now, I'd have to say Illinois, but I think year in and year out, you know, Wichita's a tough place to play. They have a great crowd and great support, but it's also a very motivating place to play too. I think, we like the big crowds. I think, we really try to feed off of, even if it's not energy for us, we kind of pretend
Sure.
like it's energy for us. So we'd rather play in places like that have that big crowd. So, but I just think because of, Wichita and where they're at, and it's, having that home court advantage, that's probably for me the toughest place to play.
Macy?
I'd have to agree with that. Wichita,
Yeah,
they have a great crowd, and I mean it's always fun to play there. But you like the crowd on your side too.
absolutely. Now, you guys have had some tremendous success with a freshman this year. Amy Hill's been a freshman of the week twice this year so far. I'll start with you, Macy, I guess. You guys expect her to have this kind of year so far? She's been outstanding.
She has been, she was a great kid in high school, and we've kind of played with her a little bit before season even started with play nights and stuff like that. And she really showed her potential there and in preseason. And I'm just really proud of her for coming out and having the guts to go out every day and play her hardest. So we're just really proud of her.
Coach, what do you see as the future for Amy going forward?
Well, for Amy, we had a lot of expectations for her coming in, and part of it is, with the graduation of our seniors, we basically, Macy's the only kid that passed a ball for us last year, so we had to fill some holes for sure. And to come in as a freshman, even though you have those holes, it's a very difficult thing to do. But I think the physical skills that Amy has, she can bring a lot. But I think the biggest part is just her competitiveness and her drive and her energy. So for me, she has a very bright future because of that, because she's really willing to work hard every day. She's not satisfied with where she's at ever, which is, a good thing because she wants to keep getting better. I think she has a lot of potential to be a great leader for our team. She does some things right now that shows some leadership, but we had high expectations for her. And I think the biggest thing is we had to make some decisions because, to be honest, she came in as a really good outside as well. And, we chose to keep her in the libero role for this season and right now. But, she made it difficult for us because she really does a nice job on the outside as an L2 all-around player as well.
Now, that young lady sitting next to you has obviously had a pretty good year as well. Top 10 in the league in kills, digs, and points. What's been the coach's standpoint on Macy's performance this year so far?
Well, first of all, Macy has a really great story, and I won't get into all that, but just obviously last year she really had kind of a coming out year, but I think last year it was a little bit easier because she had a lot of great people around her with a lot of experience. So no offense, but maybe people didn't pay attention to her as much. So she had a lot of opportunities to succeed. So this year coming in, obviously as coaches, we knew that she would have a very different role. Obviously, people are going to key on her. They're going to pick on her. They're going to serve her every ball. So she's got a lot of weight on her shoulders in that way. And she has just really stepped up. I think she really understands how much she can contribute to our team. It's not just attacking. She's got to pass for us, and she's got to play back row and be the leader in both of those areas. And she's really done a nice job of stepping up and improving her game, but also really trying to find a way to lead this team as well, because again, that's another area that she hasn't had to do before. It's out of her comfort zone a little bit, and so she continually works on ways to try to do that as well. And when you have so much weight on your shoulder with just the game part, and then to try to add that as well, that's a lot. That's a lot on one person in one season. She's had to grow up in some ways very quickly, and just really proud of her and her effort in doing that.
Macy, it seems like you've stepped up to the challenge this year so far and welcomed it.
Yeah, I just try to every day get a little better, even if it's just at one thing. So that's kind of been my goal this year, I guess.
Now, as a senior, obviously you take on the leadership role, but what are some of the things that you've learned from some of those past Panthers, Bree Payton, Kristen DeGeese, that have been all conference performers, similar to yourself, that you've been able to teach those underclassmen on your team this year?
My learning really started as soon as I got here when I was a freshman. Even though I wasn't out on the court playing in the matches, every day in practice I was playing against those great players, those first team all conference, all region, all those great players. And they've taught me so much from back row to front row to reading, all that stuff. And even past the skills on the court. It's an attitude. Like, we have a lot of pride here, and that's definitely something that's been passed down, and I hope that we're passing it on to the next group of girls too.
Sure. You guys have obviously hosted the conference tournament a couple times, and the times I've been there, it's been some tremendous crowds there to cheer on the Panthers. Does that really, as a student athlete, is that something you really, really enjoy when you get to see the crowd come out and show you the support? Talk about how much that means for you as a student athlete.
The support that we get here is awesome. I could not ask for any better. Last year, we finished in one of the top, attendance records, and I'm so proud of our community for coming out, and the support that we get is amazing. We can't be more thankful. You really don't realize how much it helps you out when the crowd is into it, and it gives you that energy. And you're not only fighting for your teammates, but you're also fighting for your community too.
Absolutely. Now, finally, we'll wrap up here shortly. Macy, looks like you're a biology major, correct?
Yep, I have a double major in biology and biochemistry.
Oh, well, there you go. Sounds like you've got you got a lot on your plate as a student athlete, huh?
I do.
Now, what do you see your post-collegiate plans are for yourself?
I plan on next year either trying to play in Europe or going on to grad school, and after that, possibly med school. So.
Well, we wish you good luck with that, and both of you, good luck this weekend. Obviously, the Panthers back at home. You've got league-leading Illinois State coming in, and Indiana State. Coach, you give us a short preview of your weekend matches.
Short preview. Obviously, they're very tough, and we're excited. And it's awesome to see Illinois State doing so well. We knew they would with what they have returning. And we always have really good competitive matches against Illinois State. So hopefully, we can bring that this weekend. We're looking forward to being at home. We only have 6 home games left. And as Macy said, our crowd is amazing. And, it's hard when it's ticking down, after this weekend we only have 4. So hopefully we'll enjoy that experience and be competitive and have a great weekend here.
Absolutely. And you say it's a short season left. Absolutely. We're a little bit more than a month away from the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship hosted by Wichita State this year, and look forward to seeing everyone there in Wichita at Charles Koch Arena. Macy, Coach, I appreciate your time so much. Thank you again for joining me this week.
All right. Thank you.